All right, are you guys excited as I am? I know it's just another Sunday, but again, nervous for me is just more than words. It gets close toward Monday. It's been a few days. It feels like a few days before vacation. Maybe it's before graduation. Even that feeling of nervousness and exciting, just even like before turning your thesis. To me, it's that kind of feeling. And yeah, do this. You got to do this. Sometimes you get that. Even when you walk outside, you do this. Relax yourself. Anyway, get back to this. I've been continuing on going down this rabbit hole from the last video, and thanks to all of you who watched the last video. I'm really excited. I had like 3,000 views. That's freaking awesome. I want to give thanks to the contributors of that, all the DD and the research, as I continued on this deep dive on Friday and spent a few hours looking at other stocks in relation to AMC and GME. What was the contributing factor for this? Because I'm just trying to find out how these two converge and what's the reason for it. We talked about about $100 and $300 for this skyrocketing breakout point, and that's still going to be holding true as I get on into this video. A lot more has come to surface, and a lot of it more is based upon research and margin calls. That's going to be happening this week. A lot's going to be happening this week. So I want to start off by talking about a few things. And I'm going to go just, so hear me out for a little while. Brand loyalty. It's a big part of this reason of why we buy things. I was looking into a lot of behavior analysis into Coke versus Pepsi. Years ago, we got the drink test and all that. What's in it, what makes the brand, and why buy something. And everything comes down to this, and many things is the price of the cost of things. So those who got into GME before January, maybe those who got into $40 range, which was about 2 weeks of the dip, and they knew something was already wrong and they knew to buy into this. But those who also bought into the basket of other stocks, the rise and fall in January, they had to make a choice, like I did. It comes down to brand and price. What can I afford? AMC was falling from $25 down to $5. And GME was all over the board, 190, 220, 150, 90, then 40, then back to the 200s. AMC was a slow rise, and for a long time, basically people saw that was the value, because while most of us had to choose, it would come down to the opportunity cost, all right? The value held and something you can get back for more than what you invested. And the DD and basically due diligence that GME and superstonk has put forth has been instrumental for me, but also for everyone in this community, because it holds true. It's something that is, in the last 6 months, given everybody such an educational supplement to their financial backings. So basically everyone who holds AME or GME or both, the people who do the due diligence and who are investing and watching this, even on YouTube, people are watching, all deserve a pat on the back for this, because there are 300,000 Redditors and superstonk and getting close to 300,000 on the AMC stock site. So it's just the everybody contributing, and that's it. You're investigating and getting all interest, and that's seriously why we are here today. And again, that's another video I'm working on, as to why we're here today and all the education. But I want to break this into another two parts right now. Relative value and opportunity cost. And third will be tipping points. I did a video about this a few videos ago, talking about the tipping point that could be possible for, what could be the possible tipping point for this whole event. And any outliers upon this. Based that upon some of Malcolm Gladwell's books that I read, and just kind of putting some other scenarios and information in this. Now, the Wall Street model, we know, is basically all about relative valuation and intrinsic valuation. Now, if you ever think about that, we're aware of that, but not in this ape market. It's similar to like in Ready Player One, at the end of the movie when he finds out what is the value and what he wants to do with the game. Who does he want to give it to? And that's what people hear. It's all about the people. The last 5 minutes of that movie, Ready Player One, that's what I see value in. The people are there. It's a community that believe in this and why they're doing it, okay? But also, a new word is value realization. All right, this is basically a terminology for any business in general. It's important to know how much customers matter. And the developer in the game, Ready Player One, you hear that one when he finds out the first clue, when he's in that room, and oh yeah, I just want to go backwards. The value of this, why customers matter. Customers stick on or retain with the company when they realize its value. And for now, we know why customers choose products that deliver value they sign up for. Right now, we know why people like the AMC and why people like GME. That's great. And I hope we know there's that competition right now that's going on. But it's not, because you're in the same river. Two different boats, same river, going upstream, all right? Going to the rocket. One's going to Pluto, one's going to the moon, all right? Now, let's see what I see from the other tipping points here. All right, we can have a conclusion that Citadel isn't going long, but short in AMC. All right, one, how are they doing this? They're spreading FUD through mainstream media and basically going through the subreddits. We know that. Number two, they're suppressing price action on AMC. We know that. Saw that last week. But they're spreading FUD in AMC about killing pressure from retail investors, but still there's a smaller amount of this. Citadel was able to control the price movements and slow down margin calls for GME. We saw this. If you're paying attention to level 2 and even watching all the data last week, you got that. The longer they can avoid margin calls, the more time they gives themselves upon a solution to this GMA problem that they started. All right, now this is the risk analysis and quant area. How? How are they going to do it? And not when, but how. This is something that they're heavily invested upon. All right, all the quants involved in Citadel. Those are some smart freaking people. All right. Now, basically right now, this is not happening because they can't do this. They can't take away any of the GME value realization because people like the stock. They like the company, the NFTs, and Ryan Cohen, everything he's doing, the new direction of the company. Free PR that they've established and everything else. Now, number two, they can't let go of AMC and push it to zero anymore. Why? Based on the last 2 months, free PR, and also although the recent hype, the stock market surge, you can go through in your own head and give a lot of examples why they can't let go of AMC and push it to zero anymore. Okay, people talk about it on Market Watch, Motley Fool, whatever they want, but it's not going to happen. Number three, the unexpected added variable in their plan. What is added variable? AMC shareholders, CEO, free PR, and basically they're giving them an offset on their own FUD. All right, similar to what happened to GME months ago. This is the same thing. So this is the variable that they missed. They didn't expect this. It started GME and now it's rolling over to AMC. Now, this is the tipping points that I see that's coming in here. I'm going to go back and rewatch the video I talked about tipping points and see what I can add to that because I'm going to continue to add more to that in another video or even a thesis paper that I'm writing up just for myself. AMC and GME apes, they don't give a freaking banana about this stuff. They don't give a banana about FUD, news, BlackBerry, silver, and any other information from the media. All right, they don't care about price drops. They don't care about manipulation. They're holding the stock, just like in GME. All right, through all of this market manipulation, AMC's been able to continue and steadily grow through technical points that Citadel has had a grasp on the price because AMC's had a strong campaign. It's allowed to break through critical resistance points. Critical resistance points for the people who remember 801, $12, $13. And it's beginning to roll through a gamma squeeze. If you don't know what a gamma squeeze is, go look it up. All right. So as AMC has been approaching this breakpoint described in the last video, but also from this one DD by myplayprofile, the resources towards suppressing GME's price are now being needed to regain some semblance of control on AMC. They needed to keep it below this $100 point. All right. This is what I talked about in the last video. All right. AMC and GME, they're at these two equal points right now, all right? In order to succeed, Citadel, they have to maintain this next week's close to a $73 strike price. At a 73 strike price, all call options for this week will expire in the money. All put contracts expire OTM, all right? And the same remains true at the beginning of next week, rolling the gamma squeeze into more violent upward trends, breaking the $100 fail point. Now remember, things are moving on the linear, and then we have things on the parabolic, all right? Things have gotten away. The linear GME has broken free from this linear strength. They've gone more up to an arch. Hopefully, see this. All right. So how are they been able to relieve pressure off of this when it's hot? Well, this is something I got into Friday, and something I noticed was they inserted BB and COS into this, and I noticed a lot of things happen. And the BAM investor also talked about something happening at 2:40 to 3 o'clock. So they're trying to relieve pressure and stress on this, but basically with all the margin calls and things happening for next week, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. So the tipping point is there are a lot of little things that can happen for the tipping point, and it's the perfect storm. Lightning is going to be freaking crashing down if these things happen. Even when the last week AMC dropped 3%, dropped down $10, shot back up. People still bought, okay? So any of you out there, Yeah, thanks for liking the last video. Hope you gained some knowledge. I'm not one to show graphs and go through a lot of technical data. I'm more into behavioral analysis and some other aspects that I think are important to discuss and to learn about. All right. There's a lot more going on than just what you see on the charts. So yeah, to all of you out there, thanks a lot for supporting. Have a great night. Till Monday.